Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for February. This month begins with a cluster of energy in the brightest, most epithescent part of your horoscope, and they're aided by the full moon which occurred at the end of January, forging a great link with your ruler. I do feel there are certain people that you just really want to be with. You seem to inspire each other, egg each other on. But the landscape changes really quite rapidly because on the 2nd, Mars, the power planet, moves, and it moves into a tender part of your horoscope. It also joins forces with Neptune, the planet of dreams, and something around your family life, or where you live, or things you want to achieve physically in where you live, could hit some confusion or difficulties. If you try to get something done quickly, all sorts of unforeseen problems can come up, especially anything linked to water, so just be conscious of that. But Venus moves on the same day, and it moves into a terrific area, suggesting that your word power is going to be important this month. It merges with Uranus in your sector of romance, and some unexpected connections can happen, not least because Uranus and Jupiter, your ruler, continue to forge a wonderful link all this month. So it's important to be very open-minded about the type of people that you could end up getting close to, because I do feel some changes are heading your way. On the 10th, there's a great wonderful new moon, which also can give you even more enthusiasm and bubbliness. But just before that, on the 6th, Mercury moves into an area which is not so good. This is the planet of talk and thought, and it moves into an area which can be a little bit difficult. It could see you a bit mithered, letting problems and concerns go around and around your head. A few sleepless nights are possible. It also merges with Neptune, suggesting that some of the facts that you're being told, or some of the ideas that you have, may not be based on a very realistic structure. Now, from the 11th through to the 18th, weirdly, Mercury and Mars forge really good links with Pluto, suggesting that if you can think very carefully about some of those changes you want to make, either internally within yourself, the foundations of your world can change. But I also feel that if you're building an extension or making some other physical changes to your situation, your timing can be absolutely perfect. On the 18th, however, Saturn begins a backward journey which lasts for 5.5 months, and it does so in a very psychological part of your horoscope. The key here is don't take anyone for granted over these upcoming months. You yourself are going to be changing a lot. How you look at life very subtly will start to alter. However, on the 19th, the Sun moves. And it moves into your fourth solar house as well, combining with Neptune, as Mercury and Mars have done. Once more, this can make you feel a little bit confused, or it can make you feel quite sentimental about your family life. You may even start thinking about people or places from your past. You may go on some kind of trip. You may see this as some kind of journey, a pilgrimage in some ways, to try to see if your memory matches the reality now. You might be disappointed. And then on the 23rd, Mercury starts to go backwards. If you're buying, selling, renting property, expect some delays. These can be mightily confusing. There can also be crosswires with family members through to the end of the month. Now, Venus, the planet of love, but also of beauty, also moves towards the end of the month into this area as well. Now, this may give you the urge to make some home changes of a more decorative kind, or to seek out home furnishings that add a sense of luxury or comfort. But again, there can be confusion, and this confusion could be in your love life. If you and someone get on at a certain level, perhaps in a bubbly, attractive level, you can have fun, but don't link so well in an emotional level, it could become an issue as this month draws to a close. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.